up, y'all? Welcome back to Zen.ishhhh. I'm going to be reading for you guys today on love and relationship, which is typically not a reading that I enjoy doing because, to be honest with you, I've spent a lot of time reading for myself like that. And that's actually how I got super into tarot, and where I feel like I've done my most healing is in love and in relationship and in partnership. It has been a very long, very loving, very painful, but insanely transformative journey for me. I have a very gentle, loving Cancerian heart that is fragile and sensitive and extremely loving. So we'll dive more into that whenever we get into the reading. But today, when we read, we are connecting first and foremost with the energy of a lightness in love. So whether you are manifesting a partner, going through a breakup, in a really healthy, happy chapter of your romantic love life, or literally wherever you are, the invitation for this reading, the vibe of this reading, and how I invite us to be open to receiving this reading is from a place of lightness in the heart. So even if you are aching right now, very confused, very unhappy, in a dark night of a soul energy, it's important that you connect to the lightness of love in your heart space. So even if you have to make it up and imagine it for yourself, before we start this reading, think about when you were happiest in partnership, when you were happiest in relationship, even if the only memory that you can draw from is happiness in a specific moment in a time in a relationship that didn't end up serving you well. What is it that you love about being in love? What is it that you desire when it comes to partnership? Even when you are in the darkest chapters, you have to connect with lightness and joy and what it is you want in relationship. You have to process. You have to go through anger. You have to go through grief, whatever sadness that comes up in relationship, even in healthy relationship. But even when the vibe is heavy, you have to connect to moments of light because they are always available. They come and they go. You cannot stay in weeks or months of heaviness. One of my favorite practices in going through heartbreak and a breakup is listening to songs, to love songs, to the sweetest, deepest love songs, because I would remind myself in listening to that, even in a point of heartbreak, that there is more out there. That what I was experiencing, I refuse to believe was the only option. And picture yourself being held, being in a space of love. That is how we are going into this reading. I hope this makes sense for you. And I'm going to connect playlists at the bottom, both for heartbreak and both for being in love and being in light. And yeah, so if you have to pause this and get into the space of lightness and love, please do so, and then come back when it is time. I am reading today from my traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck and from the Sacred Web Tarot. This deck is amazing. This is it unopened. I'll link, you can see my ring light in here. I will link this deck in the Amazon shop below. And how this reading is going to work is I'm going to pick 3 cards from the Rider-Waite tarot deck. And we're going to do a reading for each one. So it'll kind of be like a pick-a-pile reading. Feel free to listen to all 3. Feel free to listen to the one that speaks to you the most right now. Come back and visit the other ones later. Please share this. with anyone who you think would benefit from this reading. Remember that this is a collective reading. This is not specifically for you, though if you are here, there is something here for you. If you would like a reading specifically for you and the situation, the dynamic that you're in right now, you can book at the link below. I'm super excited about this new booking situation that we have. This Friday, so tomorrow, because this is coming out on Thursday, I have one session left for energy healing in Slidell. This is an in-person session. If you would prefer it virtually, go ahead and book it below. I would love to see you. I would love to work with you. I would love to chat about energy work and healing. Just so you know, I read weekly on Patreon, where you can find guided meditations, guided energy work, and as of last month, yoga flows. And yeah, follow along on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and I will see you in your pick a pile. Let me show you what cards we have here. We have Knight of Wands, fiery, romantic, passionate, excited. Knight of Wands. We have Seven of Wands. Again, fire. This is about pause. This is about, it's a defensive card. It's fighting for what you are passionate about, what you believe in. Seven of Wands. And we have Queen of Wands, which I love, especially in Gemini season. This is a very loving, very no bullshit energy. Pick your pile, and I will see you in your reading. Enjoy. All right, y'all. I am doing my best to get a good angle for us here in this reading, so bear with me. Let's start this reading with the Knight of Wands. So anyone who feels called to this Knight of Wands energy right here, let's start our reading with the Knight of Wands. Pulling from the Sacred Web Tarot deck, let's see what we get. Knight of Wands, this reading of love and of light for our Knight of Wands group. What is coming up for us? We have Nine of Cups, we have the Hanged Man, and we have Five of Pentacles. Nine of Cups, the Hanged Man, and the Five of Pentacles. I'm feeling like this Hanged Man card is a balancing act between this Five of Pentacles energy and this Nine of Cups energy. This Nine of Cups energy is like wanting to be content, wanting to be satisfied, wanting to always see the silver lining. And then this Five of Cups, Five of Pentacles energy is of lack and of uncertainty. I almost feel like for some of you, this is about a partner who financially can't seem to get it together, and you're becoming aware that it's just not work that they're willing to do. And you want so much more for yourself when it comes to your resources that you're really taking a step back and wondering how it's possible to move forward when financial stability is so important to you, and this person does not put the time and energy into, or just simply doesn't care about long-term financial goals. I don't even necessarily, I am getting this feeling of laziness, and it's like laziness, but also contentment. Like they're fine with doing this forever. They're not hella motivated. They're happy with what they're getting, and like it's enough, but you have really big drive and really big ambition, and this Five of Pentacles energy is not really cutting it for you. And then I feel like this 9 of Cups here is you constantly reaching for, you're like, God, I can just taste the fulfillment. I know it's there. But no matter how hard you reach for it or strive for it, it feels like it's always just out of reach. Just out of reach. Like just something is always missing. And I'm really feeling like that is what it is. What it is, this moment right here is what it is. And with the Hanged Man in the middle of this reading, the Hanged Man is a card of no action. It is allowing the dust to settle, gaining a new perspective on a situation, and not pulling the trigger on anything. But I think it's interesting that the Knight of Wands is here because the Knight of Wands is action. So let's get a clarifying card on how the Knight of Wands and the Hanged Man make sense in this reading together. Justice in reverse. This is telling me it doesn't really make sense. That this just does not feel like a sense of balance here. Let's read what the book on the Sacred Web Tarot has to say about justice. Moving through the wisdom of the wheel, its spinning web, you find yourself rebalanced, ready to be your own agent of transformation. In justice, you arrive at the middle of the weaving between the past and the future, the space between the other and the self, the unconscious and the conscious, the real and the unreal. The ancient wisdom of the cosmos, the infinite spiral dance, invites you to practice humility, for in humility you can begin to open the idea that all beings are equal. Now is the time to embrace a life that is full of possibility. Understand that you have the power to create a life of integrity in which no one can be diminished and nothing can diminish you. Ask how you can create more opportunity in your worlds, in the ways you treat others and how you treat yourself. Can you touch into the merciful heart and connect to the sacred truth that we are all one under the law of love? Where can you cultivate balance between thought, emotion, and action? Take your place in the holy center. So, as I'm reading this, I'm feeling you wanting to be on opposite sides of the same coin. Either point the finger and place blame or take blame. When what I'm seeing is two individuals in their own world, in their own reality, in their own spirit, having this desire to come together, and it's just not happening right now. And I really feel like this Knight of Wands energy is the urge that you have to run. And the Hanged Man in the middle is, the Hanged Man in the middle and the Justice card in reverse is telling me here that that is not the move right now. I feel a stillness that feels like a stuckness for you right now, but it will not stay like that forever. And I feel like you, whoever this is, should watch the Queen of Swords reading too, because I'm getting that quiet and contemplation is the answer, but in the opportunities that you have and feel aligned to always speak your truth. I almost feel like if you're saying too much, this other person isn't receiving. I see them watching a lot of TV, being really lost and distracted in another world, and it's not, like, you're not okay with it anymore. For some of you, I don't necessarily feel like that's the case for everyone, but that is really loud for someone here. And And I feel like the path forward is going to unfold, and right now to pay attention to your needs. Like, what would feel good with your soul? How can you embody Knight of Wands energy? The Knight of Wands is passionate and excited and insanely creative, very sexual. Like, you can be in your sexual energy without having to beg someone for attention, without having to step outside of your relationship. Like, if that is something that you are desiring right now, send me a message and I can send you resources, or we can do a session on connecting with that energy for yourself in a way that is very healthy and productive when you are in a situation that is not serving you right now. And if you guys want a whole nother reading on that, let me know and I'll post it on the Patreon. Let's get one more card for this group. We're going to pull one more from the Sacred Web tarot deck. Nine of Wands. Let's read this upright. I'm feeling this upright. Look how cute this little coyote situation is. We're going to read it from the book. There is a fire that stretches across time and burns away any illusion of separation. Its flames reveal the web of connection among all beings. The night may be full of shadows, yet you are filled with a sense of deep relief. Your hard-won fortitude arises out of your newfound ability to balance the heat of persistence with the soothing balm of patience. Despite the constant fervor of your imagination, the dreams that propel you forward, take this time to pause. What would happen if you considered the difference between how you think others might perceive you and how your heart sees you? Can you integrate these two versions of yourself? Both hold truths, but rest assured in the resilience of your heart. It has guided you down the right path physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Find strength in its gracious beauty. Know that you have woven a path to get to the place you are meant to be. I feel like it's really important for you to shut out the noise right now. I feel like for someone here, this relationship you've been in for a really, really long time, like a really long time, like maybe since high school. If not, this is someone, if not for some of you, someone you've known your whole life, or have been together like just a really long time, and you're bored. Like, you are the Knight of Wands, and this other person is just like, they are so still and stagnant. And for some of you, this is not for all of you, for some of you, like, your fire is threatening and confusing to this person. Your evolution is confusing to this other person because you are not the person that you were when you guys first met, which you shouldn't be. A lot of time has gone by between then and now. And this person is. This other person is the same. And so they are not seeing you for who you are because they need you in their story of life to stay the same. And so you have to be really grounded in who you are right now and see this situation for what it is before you can make any choices moving forward. Keep praying. Keep praying for guidance. Keep praying for joy. Keep praying for this person and sending them love. The prayer, what is the prayer that I would always say? This is present. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be free. And then turn that back around for yourself. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be free. And just say that on repeat. That is your mantra. And keep following your heart. Lean on your friends. Lean on your community. Join us over in Patreon. Hit me up. Let me know how this resonates for you and what kind of readings we can continue doing to support whatever this is going on. My Knight of Wands pile, I love you so much. Peace out. All right, my Queen of Swords pile. Let's shuffle and see what comes up for you in our Sacred Web Tarot deck. What is the wisdom? What is the story? What is the message here for this Queen of Wands pile when it comes to love and to relationship? Scout of Water. I'm going to read all of these up, right, y'all? Scout of Water, Two of Pentacles, and let's get one more. Eight of Wands. The Three of Pentacles, excuse me. This is about partnership. This is about collaboration. This is about standing your ground and also keeping your heart open and compassionate. It feels like you speaking your truth is meeting some resistance. I also feel like you do have some support with the Scout of Water card here. I really feel like this Queen of Swords and the Scout of Water here is you being very loving, honest, and compassionate and confident in what it is that you're saying. Let's read the Sacred Web card on Eight of Wands, Eight of Fire. Where will your flowering incandescence take you today? The slow burn of your dedication ignites a flurry of intensity. It may feel like you are in a free fall, but you can trust in the power of your inner fire to attend you. Let go of fear, and faith will find the space to bloom. Faith in your purpose, your passion, your very self, a spirit embodied, will carry you to a place so full of potential you will never play the same way again. Know that all your uniqueness, all the thresholds you have crossed have carried you into this moment. What will you discover when you land? I feel like you are hitting a wall. I feel like this is within yourself. I feel like this is preventing you from meeting someone almost. Like, I'm feeling this part of this reading for someone who is seeking relationship or in the newer phase of relationship, or your relationship is meeting a new challenge. There's something new coming up for you guys to work through, and you're in a little bit of a stalemate. For someone who is single, I feel like you are wanting relationship but wanting it in a new way, and you're finding it hard to connect. And you're wondering if you are the problem, if you are too something to meet someone. But what I feel for you is that I feel like the fear, I feel like you go into situations with confidence, and then the fear, the doubt, the insecurity pulls you back into yourself, pulls your energy back into yourself, and makes it hard to meet someone. Or the people that you are interacting with so quickly fall short. I don't even see you actually getting to the point where you go on a date or interact with someone. Like, as soon as you start messaging or whatever, you're like, this is a no for me. And you're wondering if something's wrong with you. And the answer is no. I almost feel like you are experimenting with the idea of being in partnership, and your energy expands and you go out into the world very confident, and then you have an interaction that causes you to draw in on yourself. I think this is good. This feels good. This feels good because you are honoring yourself and truth. With Queen of Wands here, honoring truth. You are calling in a sacred partnership, someone who you can communicate with and show up with very openly and lovingly. and what you are interacting with right now is not it. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't keep going. I also feel like every time you draw your energy inward, you do a little mini healing sesh, and when you're ready to open the energy back up, it's even stronger than it was before. This is good. This is good. You're not going to settle. When you decide to open up a little bit more with someone, you are in a better place to do so. For those of you in relationship and meeting some form of resistance, I get to keep moving. It's the same message as the person who's single. Allow yourself to be open, and if you feel the need to conserve energy, do so. You are doing this dance of being in a new way of interacting with someone that you love, and it takes practice and it takes time. I also feel like for some of you, there's something very specific you're at a standstill about. And with Scout of Water here, I do feel like this is like understanding where someone else is coming from, but I also feel like your point of view is very valid. And so I don't think compromising what you truly feel in your heart and soul is the right move is the answer. I think to stay grounded, to not rush into any kind of decision, and to be very understanding of where this other person is coming from. This feels really good for Queen of Swords. I'm going to end this reading here. Love you guys. Peace. Seven of Wands. What is the loving message on love and relationship for our Seven of Wands pile? Where is the wisdom? Where is the love? With Seven of Wands here, where is the conflict? Ace of Feathers, Nine of Feathers, Two of Pentacles, and Ten of Fire. This is some big energy right here. This Ace of Feathers feels like a breaking free. This feels like both being the hunter and being hunted. This feels a little unsettling to me, this Nine of Swords, Nine of Feathers. And I'm wondering if it's a little bit of paranoia with this Ace of Feathers right here too, this mental realm, but we'll dive into this a little further. The Two of Pentacles is absolutely a balancing act. I also feel like it's manifesting something here. I feel like there's a lot of grace here, a little gift here, a little magic here too, which is interesting because Pentacles is usually very grounded, but I'm definitely feeling manifesting. And then this Ten of Fire, it's giving Hanged Man for obvious reasons. It's giving me root chakra too. I'm feeling major change here on a foundational level. Like moving break up marriage. Let's clarify this. Ten of Wands here. Justice. I don't know if there's a divorce, deciding to get a divorce, getting divorced, moving out. This really doesn't feel like, it doesn't really feel like marriage. The only thing that makes me feel like this is settling is part of this feels really cozy. And I'm wondering, like, what I'm kind of getting is like postpartum, post-marriage. not like settling into a relationship or moving in with someone and having this moment of what have I done? Whether this is the first time you moved in with someone, this is what this feels like for someone right now. There's someone who jumped into something and they're wondering, what have I done? Is this what I really wanted? You're like, I feel like I manifested this, but what is this actually what I wanted? And with Ace of Feathers and Nine of Feathers here of air, I'm feeling like you need to breathe. You need to calm down unless you're in a place where you were actually in danger. And even then, you need to breathe. You need to stay calm. And I'm really feeling like it is a time to be in prayer. Some of you are really activated, not by this particular situation, but you're activated by something that came before. And I feel like you really just need a hug. Like, you need to lean into love. Some of you, I'm feeling like calling your mom and talking this out with her, or a feminine figure in your life that's a very, very loving. And for some of you, and you'll know who you are, there's safety in leaning into your partner. So you need to determine which one of those you are. For those of you who are concerned about the person that you've decided to date, for some of you, you really need to listen to that question. Is this for me? What have I done? Why am I here? And get really clear on what it is you want in a partner. And ask yourself, for some of you, I think the question is the person that you are moving forward with who they said they were at the start? Is the issue that you're seeing a different side of them? And you're really unsure of who this person is because it's different than when you first met. And that's something to take note of. Let's read I want to read the Nine of Feathers here. The Nine of Air. Do you know how beautiful you are? Sometimes you can't see how your independent spirit and curiosity are here to lead you into a deeper understanding of what you are being called to pursue. Instead, you find yourself stranded upon the precipice of dread, overcome by the instability of anxiety and distress. I'm going to stop right here because I'm immediately getting that some of you in this situation are receiving feedback from the other person that is extremely hurtful and unfavorable. So I want to acknowledge that. Within these moments of difficulty, it is so easy to lose sight of the magic that you bring. But it is precisely your fearless soul and your inquisitive mind that make you so special. Can you stop resisting that wise voice within that speaks to you of a love so comprehensive that there is no room for suffering? Try looking at the world through the lens of your third eye, that place of intuition, which can see directly into the absolute truth of your heart. From this perspective, you can begin to recognize that you are perfect just as you are. For some of you really struggling, I want you to picture yourself as this cat. Like, look at this card. It is graceful. It is cunning. It is intuitive. I feel like if you were unsure right now, draw your energy back from this situation and become the observer. If it were someone else that you love and you were watching them interact in this relationship, what feedback, advice would you give them? Zoom out. Let's clarify to this Two of Pentacles. I'm really feeling like I want to just read. Okay. Seven of Air. These came out too. Sorry, y'all, I'm really working on angles here. We have Strength and the Emperor here too. So I'm feeling like these are your protectors, okay? Look at these cards. Look at the fierceness in these cards. And let's read Seven of Feathers. Seven of Feathers is typically a card that comes up when there's deceit or dishonesty present, whether with yourself or someone else in your life. Mind swirling. You may feel like you can't hold on to anything. Do not let your brain mislead you with old, sad stories that no longer communicate who you truly are. If you are experiencing an overload of information, what can you do to clear your mind? How can you create more spaciousness there? How can you get more clarity? Accept that you have the strength to shake off anything that clouds your perspective and prevents you from staying focused. Begin to peel back the layers of judgment. Remember that you contain within you the intelligence of compassion, the sacred truth of connection. Only when you let go of the illusion that you are alone, separate from the divinity that dwells within all beings, can you reclaim your majesty. This here too is also the card of majesty. Use your eagle eye, your force of will, your fearlessness to release whatever burdens are weighing you down. Feel the peace that flows through you when you raise up your eyes to see that what you seek has always been within your reach. So what I'm seeing right now, and a practice I feel like would be really supportive for you, is to picture the veil. I see like this pink fog that happens when we first find ourselves in love lifting. And what is there? For some of you, that veil, that fog will lift, and it is the same person that you initially fell in love with, and your fears and anxieties and overthinking would have been lifted away. For some of you, that pink veil will lift, and you will see someone that you do not recognize. I see a monster, like a demon, like something that is not cute, very like scary and gross on the other side of that fog. So where do you stand in this reading? If you need support, if you want clarity on this reading, let me know. Hit me up in the comments below. Let's book a one-on-one sesh, or send a request for an extended version of whichever reading you had, and we'll dive deeper into it over on the Patreon. Thank you guys so much for being here for reading. Please send this to a friend or a loved one who you feel like could benefit from this work. And check out all of the other goodness that I have in the comments, the show notes below. I love you guys.